This is a photo of two men, and they look like they're talking to each other, and to me they have kind of excited looks on their face, like something that's happening that they're excited about, they're pleased about. And indeed, these two men are present at the ratification and approval by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948 of the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. And that convention was the first human rights treaty that was approved by the United Nations. And the guy on the right is a Polish man born in 1900 to a Jewish family in eastern Poland. And his name is Raffaele Lemkin. And Raffaele Lemkin is considered to be the founder or the father of this convention that establishes an international crime for genocide. And he coined the word genocide, meaning the killing or destruction intentionally of a group of people just by virtue of who they are. So ethnic or religious or other group of people, their destruction was not an internationally recognized crime during the Second World War, during the Holocaust. And here in 1948, it became a crime. So Lemkin fled Poland, leaving his parents and many relatives behind. And Lemkin managed to come to the United States after a long and circuitous journey. And while he was in the United States, he wrote a book about the Nazi occupation of Europe and how the Nazis were using law to perpetrate crimes against minority groups, including the Jews. And he, for the first time, used this word genocide. And he was trying to get the Americans to do something about this. And indeed, his parents, as well as dozens of family members, were murdered by the Nazis as part of the Holocaust. So he's a very personal stake now. And his advocacy only increases after the war. During the Nuremberg trials, he's advocating with the Allies to charge these Nazi perpetrators with the crime of genocide. But he finds more conducive atmosphere in the early United Nations. And he was able to convince, through years of pressure and media campaigning and buttonholing diplomats in the halls of the UN, to get them to create and draft this convention, which makes genocide an international crime. And to me, it shows that not only was there individual perseverance that helped make a real change, but the time was also really important. Those few years after the end of the war, the UN adopted a number of important conventions and declarations looking at what had happened during the Second World War, looking at the abuses of the Nazis, looking at what happened to the Jews during the Holocaust. And they really reformed the international system and international law to try to respond to that. And the Genocide Convention was really the first of many steps that they took to do that.